Hello everybody. There is a question asked by Amira in our channel. So the question asked, you can see in my channel or in the image, and based on the question I am able to understand that she belongs to, or she or he, I am not sure, but the native belongs to Cancer ascendant, that we say Karkataka Lagna. And for Cancer ascendant, the moon rules the first house, and planets that rule the difficult houses, see, generally 3, 6, 8, 11, 12, based on different cultures of astrology, different traditions of astrology, or different schools of astrology, we can understand the houses 3, 6, 8, 11, 12. These are a bit difficult houses. These are called difficult houses. So, for Cancer ascendant also, we analyze the lots of 3, 6, 8, 11, 12. So, if their dignity is not so good, then the native may face more problems in her or his life. And the question asked here is, I do have Mercury in Ashwini Nakshatra at 10 degrees of Aries in my 10th house conjunct mid-heaven exactly. It rules my 12th and 3rd house where Rahu sits. It's trained from my moon and Jupiter in 6th house and not aspected by any other planet. My 6th house definitely did not support post-grad competitive exams, especially that I have a cluster of malefics. Sun, Ketu, Mars, Saturn in my 9th house. So the native did not ask any question but tried to explain the planetary positions in the horoscope, in her or his horoscope. So mainly talking about the post-grad competitive exams. So if I analyze Mercury, the primary malefic, see, it may not be a primary malefic, but it can be treated as a kind of a malefic for a Cancer ascendant, because Mercury rules the 3rd house Virgo and the 12th house Gemini for Cancer ascendant natives, because it rules a house of efforts or house of hurdles, that's 3rd house, and a house of loss or expenditure, that is the 12th house. It is considered the most prominent malefic for Cancer ascendants. And what about Saturn? Saturn rules the 7th and 8th houses. While it rules a quadrant, that is the 7th, its primary Mula Trikona sign falls in the 8th house, which is Aquarius. So this 8th house is the house of sudden transformations or obstacles and chronic issues, making it a Saturn here is functionally a bit unfavorable, we have to say that. So Mercury, Saturn, that the dignities of these two planets are as we discussed now, and Venus. And here, if you observe the dignity of Venus, Venus rules the 4th and 11th houses. See, while the 4th house is positive, the 11th house it's a Badhaka house for movable signs like Cancer. So giving Venus a mild functional malefic tint here is often causing over desire or social frictions, I should say, because 11th house rules the social networking, the friends zone of a person's horoscope. So based on this, here clearly the subscriber mentioned having Mercury and Ashwini Nakshatra at 10 degrees of Aries in the 10th house ruling the 12th and 3rd houses, because Mercury is a kind of malefic here. Its placement in the 10th house of career and public life can introduce some kind of anxiety or overthinking or sudden disruptions in professional matters. So despite its prominent placement on the midheaven, we have to understand that Mercury here is causing some kind of anxiety, overthinking, and sudden disruptions in the native's career. And what about the sixth house? See here, the subscriber clearly noted that Mercury is trained to the moon and Jupiter in the sixth house, that is Sagittarius. Adding that the sixth house definitely did not support postgraduate competitive exams here. See, while Jupiter rules the sixth house, which is here the house of competition or the house of competitive exams, and the ninth house, that is higher education, like MTech, or in India we say MTech, but in other countries it can be MS or any kind of master degree, that can be that the energy of master degree can be analyzed by using the ninth house. And also the postdoctoral programs or the doctoral programs like PhD can also be analyzed by using the ninth house. So here Jupiter is clearly ruling the sixth house and the ninth house. Its placement in the sixth house represents a kind of challenging dynamic. See, when a functional malefic like Mercury aspects or links to this sixth house cluster, it can amplify some intellectual stress, or you can say it is including an energy of decision making hurdles, right? So the decision making hurdles, that's what I can see here. The sixth house of obstacles, from that we can understand this behavior of the pattern. And then the ninth house cluster, see, the subscriber highlighted the cluster of malefics, Sun, Ketu, Mars, Saturn in the ninth house, Pisces. So the Saturn, this is the eighth lord malefic planet, because Aquarius is the Mula Trikona house for Saturn, so Saturn should be more malefic here. And Ketu sitting in the ninth house of higher education, a fortune. Ninth house is generally called as the house of fortune or Bhagyasthana. So the higher education, fortune, and mentors, even ninth house governs your mentors in your life. Can be father-like figures, but they are not exactly. They may not be, related to you by any relationship. May not be father, but father-like figures, kind of mentors. They can cause significant delays. Here, the higher education, fortune, and mentors can cause some kind of delays or kind of friction with some authority figures. So the native may face some kind of problems with authority figures, and I can see some kind of structural roadblocks in academic pursuits. So even though Mars is a yoga karaka here, it's a highly beneficial planet for Cancer ascendant, because if you observe a Cancer ascendant, Mars is the 10th lord, the Aries lord. And of course it is also the 5th lord because of its ownership with Scorpio. And I should say Mars is a yoga karaka planet for Cancer ascendant people, and its conjunction with heavy natural and functional malefics like Saturn and Ketu weakens its ability to easily grant success without a massive or exhausting struggle. So Mars is helping the native. Mars is very much helping the native sitting in the ninth house, but a Ketu and the Saturn are not at all helping here. So the native must be able to utilize the energy of Mars and able to overcome the hurdles given by Ketu and Saturn. And from this elements, I can see a high planetary friction impacting education and competitive success in the ninth house. So some traditional Vedic remedies focus on pacifying these functional malefics like Mercury and Saturn, and strengthening the self also. See, for functional malefics, it is generally advised not to wear any kind of gemstones. So, emerald for Mercury, you should not wear any time. Mercury related gemstone, you should not wear. And blue sapphire for Saturn, you should not wear it, because that will increase, that will add maleficity to your body. Because Saturn and Mercury are not helping, and if you add more of Saturn and Mercury energy to your body by wearing emerald or blue sapphire, the hurdles or the problems will increase, and they may not be, they are not going to be decreased at any cost. So this can only amplify the negative house energies. So do not wear any gemstones of Mercury and Saturn. If you're already wearing them, please remove, and instead use some kind of charity or mantras or your behavioral modifications. First of all, the Mercury, the 3rd and 12th lord, any time for Mercury, if Mercury has some kind of maleficity, astrologers advise reciting Vishnu Sahasranama. It is the best thing to correct your Mercury, or to balance, or to reduce the negative effects of Mercury. So you have to chant Vishnu Sahasranama, or at least a simple Mercury mantra. We say Buddha mantra on Wednesdays. Definitely you have to chant Buddha mantra at least for 108 times. Okay, every Wednesday you have to chant 108 times. If possible, every day you can chant 108 times, but without fail, you have to chant on Wednesdays. That can pacify or reduce the negative effects of Mercury in your life. And charity, see, when Mercury is not a good planet, Mercury is not a good planet for your horoscope. If you donate green items like moong dal or green clothes to any kind of people, or underprivileged people, or needy people, right? If you donate any kind of green item, or green bag, or green cloth, or moong dal, so these are all green colored items. So you have to touch them before donating. You have to touch them, so your bodily negative energies of that Mercury, it's a kind of they would transfer to that the green item that you donate. That is a fundamental principle in Vedic astrology. So you're basically reducing your negativity, and it seems like you're donating your negativity to somebody, but obviously you're reducing your negativity, right? So better you donate them to underprivileged, or the people in need. You do it on Wednesdays, so that you can reduce your negative green energy. And what you need to practice here, you practice some structured journalism, or kind of a structured you better do the things very, very in a structured fashion, like write a story in a structured fashion. Or if you do not like all this things, better you do meditation to combat your overthinking or anxiety, right? So because structuring the things can make you better. That is one important thing. But instead of that, meditation can also do miracles in your life. And for Saturn and Ketu, you have to do a kind of you have to do some kind of remedies for sure, because your 9th house cluster is not so nicely arranged. So for Saturn, everyone says, any astrologer, if you ask for Saturn remedy, then the astrologer says reciting Hanuman Chalisa daily, particularly on Saturdays. So, Lord Hanuman's energy is traditionally used to neutralize the harsh delays of Saturn and the chaotic spiritual shifts of Ketu. So, for Ketu and Saturn, you can chant Hanuman Chalisa. That can do miracles in your life. And as your Saturn is not so good, you have to donate black items because your Saturn is the eighth lord. You have to reduce the negative black energy in your life. So, better donate black clothes or black sesame seeds or mustard oil or any kind of black blanket, dark blankets. Donate them to the underprivileged people, right? Or while donating, you just say in your heart that you're donating them to reduce the negative effects or the maleficity of Saturn. Even while donating the green items, in your heart, you should say just once, I'm donating these to reduce the negative effects of my Mercury, so I'm donating the green items. Or when you're donating black items, you just say once in your heart that you're donating the black sesame seeds or the mustard oil or the dark blankets to those laborers or the underprivileged people on Saturdays, and you just say that, I'm reducing my Saturn energy by this. Okay. So the ninth house demands patience and respect for mentors. So whenever you come across great mentors in your life or any kind of mentor in your life, give them enough respect. Then cultivating some kind of discipline and accepting that rewards will come with a kind of delay, right? You should accept that rewards come with delay and patience, right? Accept that and work hard. So because Saturn's nature is giving delays so that the person can get enough patience and understand that great things can only be achieved by at least by some delays only, right? So that helps migrate the frustration of the ninth house blockages for you. And another important thing is your Cancer ascendant. So you have to honor the moon. Keep your emotional health grounded. How your emotional energies are behaving. Just observe. Whenever you're finding some free time, sit silently and observe how your emotions are driving you. How is your emotional pattern? Is your emotional pattern disturbing you unnecessarily? Is it creating unnecessary thoughts in you? So you have to honor the moon, keep your emotional health grounded, hydrate well, practice mindfulness. Whenever you're doing something, understand that you're doing it, heartfully, and offer respect to any kind of maternal figures in your life. Any kind of maternal figure. So this is what I can see in your horoscope. So follow the green remedies and the black remedies for the Saturn and Mercury. Other than that, things will be good for you. Thanks for watching this video.